Hello, and welcome to another edition of One Bad Veggies root beer review, where in this review we find out if this root beer is the Zubermensch of root beers. And in this review, we'll be re-reviewing Zuberfizz, which was something that I reviewed in the past. And actually, Zuber has nothing to do, which with I assumed was the word Uber. It's actually just one of the co-owners of the company who brews Zuberfizz. His last name is Zuber, so that's why it's called Zuberfizz. However, I just assumed, Zuber is such a fun word, I guess. But anyway, let's go ahead and just go ahead and get right into the ingredients. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the ingredients, which should be appearing right here. And as you can see, we've got your basic stuff, your filtered carbonated water, natural artificial flavors, your normal batch of coloring, and preservatives. So nothing crazy going on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bottle here, which I love this bottle art. Durango Soda Company. Doing a little bit of research on it, they do a lot of the bottle art is mostly the same, but they do like very descriptive names of their root beers or sodas in general. They have like a strawberry rhubarb one, which I'm super interested in. I love strawberry rhubarb stuff, so strawberry rhubarb soda might be pretty good. Creamy root beer though. I mean, instantly right there, you're gonna set off all the bells and whistles for me. I love a creamy root beer. Does that mean it'll be like a nice sweet vanilla root beer? Normally I would pull, I'll still pull it forward. Let's see here. Get a better look as I could get a little bit closer here. Twist this. And then there's a little history on the side here you can see of the company, which is, I was going to say fairly recent, 2002, but I realized that 2002 is 22 years ago at this point, and that makes me feel old because I am. And anyway, so yeah, I always talk about how I wish that the artificial or natural and artificial flavors that's on like every single root beer was a little bit more open. It's weird how some root beers will say like a vanilla extract, we use molasses, we use this, we use that, but like obviously you're mixing some sort of flavors that are out there. Like when a root beer tastes like vanilla, I have to assume there's vanilla in it, even if it's not listed in the ingredients. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just to keep the ingredients list short and sweet, but man, I really wish that they listed that more because I personally have an easier time finding the flavor profiles of stuff easier to taste if I know what I'm trying to taste, right? It's like when you go to a wine thing and they're like, oh, well, this wine will have hints of oak and elderberry and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, if I didn't know that, I wouldn't smell it or taste it or anything. So I kind of need to know these things. I'm not a sommelier of root beer. I'm just a simple reviewer. Anyway, let's go ahead and open it up and get ourselves a little bit of the scent. All right, let's go ahead and crack it open and let's see what she tastes like. All right, let's see. Definitely, when it says it's a creamy root beer, I definitely get the creamy part of it for sure. It's not overly spicy, the scent anyway. But it is there actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and let me see. Yeah, there's definitely some of your normal root beer spices in the background there. But I'm not sensing anything overly potent, I guess you'd say. So far it seems like a normal, tasty, creamy root beer. So let's go ahead and check the pour in the foam and see how pretty it is. So here we are with the old trusty mug. Let's go ahead and see how this one looks. Well, as you can see, it's not a very foamy root beer. In fact, we're not even going to get a chance to taste the foam to see anything, but not a big deal. So yeah, I mean, that's all there is to say about it as far as that goes. It's, you know, no foam, but that's fine. That does not affect the score in the end, as I always say. It's just something that's there that can. I don't know if you're looking for a pleasant looking root beer, but maybe, who knows? Maybe you're trying to make a video or something showing a good looking glass of root beer, and this will help you find that. Although, let's be real, if you're calling your drink Zuberfizz, I see no Zuberfizz. So anyway, false advertising. No, it's not false advertising. Let's go ahead and just hop into the taste test now. I gotta say, this mug is like extra cold today. Look at that. Anyway, bottoms up. I'll tell you right now, this one's an easy grade for me, and I'm not going to talk about the grade just yet, but just talking about the flavor and stuff like that. It is a classic creamy tasting root beer. Thinking about it now, actually, I was confident what my grade was going to be, and now I'm not so sure, because it is good. It leans on the sweeter side, leans on the, you know, as the bottle says, creamy side. Not much of a bite to it. I mean, it's as creamy gets, like as far as just like kind of the spice and carbonation and stuff like that. It doesn't really, like, you know, easy to drink, I guess is a good way of putting it. You know, like when you drink like a cola or something like that, or even certain root beers, you kind of start drinking it, and it's, you know, it kind of almost hurts the throat in a way. I like to call that as that's part of the bite, in my opinion. This one is it's not much bite, but that's fine because it labels itself as a creamy soda, and I think that's totally valid as far as the flavor of this goes. Otherwise, you know, not a whole lot to say besides that as far as the flavor and stuff like that. It's good. It's very good. So let's go ahead and just get into the grade. So like I said, there's not a whole lot to be said about the flavor of this root beer as far as compared to other root beers, other than the fact that it does lean on the creamier side, the sweeter side, the more vanilla flavor profile side of root beers. And that is a positive thing, in my opinion. That is my preferred flavor of root beer, is a less spiced, more sweet flavor. Sometimes that ends up being less complex, but sometimes complexity in a root beer can be kind of like a negative thing. Doesn't matter. Now, the reason I'm actually kind of like backpedaling on this, and I'm thinking about this a little bit harder than I thought I would be, is because originally I was just gonna give it like a C, but I guess the words that were coming into my head at the time were a high C. Which is like, well, if it's a high C, why not just give it a B? And the thing is, you know, I like to save a B letter grade for something that's doing something different, and this isn't necessarily doing anything different. It's just doing what it's supposed to do very, very well. So I think I'm going to stick with the C, but like as like a ringing endorsement of just being like, it's a good root beer. And anything that's, and I always feel like I have to repeat myself in this because people take letter grades weird. A C is a good root beer. Always, always, always. If I grade something a C, that means I literally don't have very many negative things to say about it. Once you get into D into F, yeah, then I'm gonna have some negative things to say about it. But if you're a C, you're right there. You're right there in the middle, just with the rest of the pack. Like, there is nothing wrong with it. It is good root. So I just want to state that again, like I always have to. But yeah, so C. I feel like this review is a little bit of a shorter one, but you know, that's how it usually is when you get these C grade root beers. It's usually just like, you know, there's not a whole lot to say about them, and you know, if they're a C, they're good. They're good, just good. So just drink it. Drink the root beer. Drink the root beer. Anyway, and you can like or comment or subscribe or don't do any of those things and just enjoy the videos. Use them for educational purposes. And other than that, I hope you had a good day.